What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're here to bring you guys a pretty interesting video, and a video that is going to be very helpful to many players out there, specifically those wanting to get into One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan with the upcoming 7th anniversary Sugo Fest. I know that a lot of people are excited for the Law, the Kid, and the Luffy, so in this video today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to re-roll in One Piece Treasure Cruise. However, this video is a sponsored video, so shout out to the sponsor of this video, LD Player, for putting this video together for us so that we can go ahead and promote this emulator so you guys can go ahead and re-roll in One Piece Treasure Cruise. Thank you to LD Player for sponsoring this video today. LD Player is one of the best Android emulators on the market, and you can play all of your favorite mobile games from the comfort of your very own PC. It can support multiple instances for all of your re-rolling needs, and you can download it today by going down below in the video description and in the pinned comment of this video using my affiliate link to download LD Player. Once again, thank you very much to the guys at LD Player for sponsoring this video. Okay, so jumping into the swing of things, I'm currently here on my desktop right here, so let's start with the basics. What are the things you need in order to get started into the game so that you can start re-rolling and start playing Treasure Cruise on your PC? So there's going to be a link down below in the video description, which is an affiliate link from mine that links you over to this page to download LD Player, which is my emulator of choice. I've actually been using this emulator myself before they even hit me up. I'd been using this emulator, and I really enjoy it, and I do definitely think this product is fantastic in terms of the service that they provide for their emulator. So you can go ahead and download Treasure Cruise for your PC. So this will give you a download for the actual emulator. So make sure to go down below in the video description. I'll also leave it as a pinned comment. So make sure to go ahead and download it. And another thing that you're going to need, which is also going to be in the video description, is going to be the APK reroller. So this is what you're going to be using in order to reroll your accounts constantly in order to get the account that you want. So with all of that being said, once you have these things downloaded, all you need to do is go ahead and download and install LD Player, which is this right here. And once you have it all installed, you can open it up and boom, this is my one here right now. I do have Fighting Path installed, and this is actually how I play One Piece Fighting Path. So hopefully the global version comes out soon enough, because I definitely want to bring you guys content on that for sure. So, once you have your LD Player installed and you have it up on your computer, the first thing you want to do is go to your settings. So in order to do the re-rolling effectively, you want to click up the gear icon at the top, you want to go to other settings down the bottom, and you want to go ahead and enable the root permission. This is going to enable you to actually implement the reroll because you will need the OPTC reroll application to get root access. So once that's actually put in, you want to go ahead and also click on the APK button, which will allow you to install an APK. So we're going to go ahead and install the reroller, which was also something that we linked in the description in order to get things sorted. So you see a little installation had succeeded, and this is the little application here. I would suggest to also just launch it for the first time so that it allows you to see this. So the OPTC reroller just wants to get access to your root files, and you want to allow it to do it, otherwise it won't be able to reroll for you. So remember this choice forever. You click allow, and then you're allowed to just go ahead and do everything. So it says no OPTC installation detected because we need to go ahead and do that. So obviously when you download from my link, OPTC will be installed for you, but you definitely want to go ahead and start installing the game. Now there are a couple of ways that you can go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and download the Japanese version of the game because obviously we want to be re-rolling on the 7th anniversary Sugo Fest. So we're going to go ahead and activate the browser of LD Player. So right here, we're on the browser of LD Player. So we want to go ahead over to Google, and we want to actually go ahead and search QApp. So QApp is going to be the service that allows you to download Japanese apps. So we go ahead over to the QApp website, and then once the website has loaded, we want to actually go ahead and install the application, download QApp from this little pop-up here. So we want to download QApp. That's very important. So we click the little bubble there, and the download will start. So it's going to be downloading QApp, and once this is finished, we're going to go ahead and install it and open it up and search for One Piece Treasure Cruise. So of course we want to install it. The app has been installed, installation has succeeded, so we can go back out of this, we can close everything out, and you can see QApp is now here. So we have the OPTC reroller and we have QApp. Don't mind about these other apps because we're only talking about Treasure Cruise right now. So now that QApp is installed, we can go ahead and open that up, and this, again, basically acts like a Play Store or like an App Store to download other applications. So we're just going to select Guest for now. We want to go, actually, let's go full screen just so we can see it a little better. Let's go to the Games option down the bottom. And from here, we're going to be searching One Piece and click Enter. And we want to locate One Piece Treasure Cruise Japanese. There we go, One Piece Treasure Cruise Japanese. We're going to go ahead and download it. We're going to allow. And once the download has completed, we're going to install the application. And then once that's said and done, now we can actually start the re-rolling process. Now the download is finished, we want to obviously install, and there we go. It says the installation had succeeded, and that is that. So once that's done, you want to leave QApp on your PC or on your emulator, of course, because if you ever need to update Treasure Cruise later on down the line, you will be doing it through the QApp. So that's very, very important. So now that's all said and done, let's go ahead and open up the Treasure Cruise application. So remember, this is the first time it's loading up. It's going to do a lot of downloads. We have to run through the tutorial. So very, very basic stuff. But once the game is up and running, we'll go ahead and show how it all gets started. Okay, so now that we have Treasure Cruise up and running, let's go ahead and get started. And of course, it has to do the initial downloads, it has to do everything, but of course there is the tutorial of the game. So what you want to be doing is once you have logged in for the first time, and remember, this works for either the Japanese or the English version, so don't get it twisted, it works for either version of the game. There are just a couple of steps a little bit later on in the reroll process that you will have to take into consideration, but we'll get to that obviously. But there's a huge download that it has to do at the start, of course, so we're going to do this download, we're going to get into the tutorial, and then once we have completed the tutorial, that's where the real process starts in order to managing your re-rolling. Okay, so the tutorial has begun, and of course, if you haven't played Treasure Cruise before, I highly advise at least downloading the English version of the game, reading the tutorial, understanding what's actually going on. But we are just going to be playing through the tutorial as normal. Now, every time you re-roll, you do not have to do the tutorial every single time. You only have to do it for the initial first re-roll. Then from there on out, with the process that we'll be doing, you will not need to do this tutorial every single time. So we're going to go ahead and complete the tutorial, and we'll be back once we've completed it and we're ready to progress. Okay, so we've just wrapped up this tutorial here, so we're going to go ahead and just skip, and from here this is going to show our continual progress. So we're just going to skip further ahead once we've reached 100%, and I'll show you guys what to do next. Alright, so now that the download has finished, you'll see that there's a skip button at the top and it says we're ready to continue. Now you do not want to progress from this screen. Now what you want to do is click the home button at the top. So we're going to go back to the home page. We're going to open up our system apps and we're going to go to the file manager. So the file manager is where our re-rolling process is going to be taking place. So first of all, you want to click the 3 tabs at the side and you want to go to the home screen. Now from here, you want to navigate to the data folder, and then there would be another data folder we're going to progress to. Now all of these folders are all of the applications installed on your device. So the folder that we want to go to is this one right here called com.namco bandai games sp moja 010. Now if you're playing the global version of the game, it's going to actually have the letter E after the 010. So the English version will have the E at the end, or just the global version has the E at the end, and the Japanese version does not have the E, which is this folder right here. So we're going to go over to here. So now we're going to go to files, and then we're going to go to documents, and we have a couple of different files here. So from here, what we're going to do is checkmark the sakura.db file, and then from here, we are clicking back to go back to the home button. So the check is still selected on sakura.db from the Namco Bandai folder. So from here, we're going to go to data, and then data once again. And this time, we're going to go to the one right down the bottom, which is it.mellow.optc reroller. We're going to open this, and then we are going to go to files. And from here, you see 2 different files. You see the Sakura Global.db and the Sakura Japan.db. So we're going to click the 3 buttons. Actually, my camera is actually kind of blocking the road here. So I'm just going to move my face cam just a little bit. So at the top of here, you can see that there are these 3 dots at the top. So we're going to click that, and we're going to click copy selection here. So what it's done is it is copied the Sakura file from our game, the Japan Treasure Cruise, and it's copied it to the Rerollers application. So what we're going to do here is we are deleting either the global file or the Japan file, whichever one you copied over. So the one that we copied over was from the Japanese version of the game. So what we want to do is we want to click the Japan one that was in the reroller, and we are going to delete it. So another thing to really take into account is actually what the name of this is called, because we're deleting this file and then renaming our new file with the old file name. So once again, clicking the 3 dots at the top, we're going to go ahead and delete the selection of sakurajapan.db. So now we have our 2 files in here. We have the Sakura global file from the reroller, and we have our new Japan Sakura file. Now, if you're doing this from global, you would do the opposite. You would delete the Japan file, and you would have a Japan file, and would have your one from your global application. So we're going to tap and hold on the sakura.db, the one that we copied into this folder, and we're going to rename it, because remember, we want to rename it to the same one that we just deleted. So we've just replacing the Sakura file, and now we have sakuraglobal.db and sakurajapan.db. So we can go ahead and refresh that, and there we go. It's all sorted, which is exactly what we want. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just cancel the file manager. We're going to open up Treasure Cruise once again, and we are still stuck on this screen right here. So we're just going to go ahead and continue now. We're ready to start the game. So what you want to do is you want to just start the game and do your first reroll. That's very, very important. Let's do our first reroll, see what we get, and we can progress from there. Okay, so now that we're finally logged in, we can see we're getting a bunch of free stuff, because obviously we're just starting an account. It's the 7th anniversary. There's going to be lots and lots of stuff. It's going to tell us things to do, of course. It wants us to go through story mode, which if you're just starting the game, you probably want to do that. It's going to give you a bunch of pointers as to how to get started in the game, but of course, we're not really going to be following any of this. Just let us continue, please. Of course, we've got the story mode to get through, that's fine, and we're going to go back to the home screen, and now this is where we're going to be starting our reroll, our actual, the actual fun part, okay? So we have our mailbox here, and we should have some pretty nice goodies in here, so let's go ahead and pick up some of these gem rewards right here, because these are the juicy ones, where we get all those rainbow gems. Beautiful, beautiful, and we get a lot of gems to reroll with, and depending on when you're rerolling, you're going to have either more or less gems, depending on the situation, and there's another pull reward there. But now we can actually start doing our pulls, and let's see what we got. So we've got a free multi here. I'm not going to do the free multi for the sake of the video. I'm just going to do on a regular summon banner. Let's just summon on this one right here. I'm not really too sure what this banner's about. This is like the lead up to the anniversary Sugo Fest, because I am recording this prior to the anniversary Sugo Fest going live. We have all animations here. Let's see what we get. We get the 1 cut in, the 2. Do we get the 3? We do. Oh my god, yo, this multi might be flames. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Starting off pretty strong. Let's see what this pull's gonna have. Now, because this is a new account, obviously every single new pull you're gonna have to sit through the animation of the character showing up, which is annoying, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to get these rerolls sorted. So far, these rare recruits have all been amazing, so really, really good. Here's our first red, and it's gonna be, wow, super type Zoro. Dude, I hope that when this guy comes to global, I'm able to get him that quickly. That's crazy. So that's a fantastic one to start with, and our follow-up red is gonna be Hawkins. Okay, that's not as exciting as Zoro, but we'll still, you know, favorite it up, of course. And do we get anything else in this multi? Okay, let's see. Nami's a pretty good rare recruit. Okay, we get, oh dude, we're just pulling a lot of good rare recruits in this multi. Damn, dude. Okay, Rayleigh, dude, just like non-stop flames in terms of these rare recruits. Another king, and Katarina Devon. That's actually a really good multi, dude. Like, you can't really complain. And another red, and this one's gonna be Kaido versus Big Mom. Oh my god. Okay, well that's a pretty good start to an account, if I do say so myself. So, I mean, look, let's say you don't want to re-roll with that. Let's say that's not a very, very good account that you're really looking for, because obviously, on the Anniversary Sugo Fest, you want to get your hands on all of those juicy new legends. So from here, what we can do is make sure to exit out of the game, and now we can go ahead and open the OPTC re-roll application, and because we do have the Japan version installed, it's going to automatically set to that. But if you've got both versions installed on your account or on your emulator, you'd want to go ahead and select which one you want to reroll with. So now that Japan's selected, we're going to go ahead and click the reroll button, and what it's going to do is the Sakura file that we put into the reroll application is going to be switched with the one in our actual game. So this will do the instantaneous reroll for us, and if you do the reroll, it may take a little bit of time for the game to actually load back up, but once this is all finished, we're going to go ahead and log back into the game, and I'll show you guys exactly what's going on. And this may happen as well after when you click that reroll button, it's going to say that your treasure cruise has has crashed, which is exactly fine. That's normal. We want to close the reroller now and open back up the game, and we're going to go ahead and try and log in and see what we actually find. So now we've logged back in here, and we get this button once again, so we can go ahead and see we're here. We can go ahead and try and log in. And from this point on, when we log into this application, it would have just started a new account for us. We don't have to do the tutorial. We don't have to wait for the download. Everything is automatically done for us. So we just log back into the game, and it essentially starts off back at the very, very start. We have all of the gems and all the mails we can pick up again, and that's it. So it's going to say, you know, there's a 0 kilobyte download. The download should finish instantly. We can go ahead and skip, get back into the game. Takes a little bit of loading, of course, to get back into the game. Initially it will, at some point. And there it is. There we go. We're back into the game now. Fantastic. So it's going to go through all the login rewards again. The same thing. The exact same thing that just happened when we logged in for the first time after the download. We have to go all through that again. But you'll see, actually, that everything is in place normally as it actually should. So, again, it's going to make us go back to the story mode. We're going to go skip that, exit, get out of it. We don't care. We want to go back to the home menu. Now, something to note is that after you have activated the reroll, every time you reroll, there is something to take very, very cautious consideration on. Now, when you go to the mailbox, you'll see some of these have like zero minutes, like you just received these mails. However, you'll have these other mails that are different times. Now, one thing to note is you do not want to pick up these mails because they will crash your game because of the reroll. This has been a thing in the game for a very, very long time. If you see these mails with these different times, you do not want to pick them up. Now, in order to get rid of these mails, you have to just transfer your app to like a different instance of the game, like link it to SNS or make a password, delete the game, reinstall it, and then log back in, and that will actually remove the mails for you. But you do not want to touch these mails. But these ones that have the lesser time, yeah, you can pick these back up. You'll get all your rainbow gems once again, and that's another pull, which we don't want to pick up. But once again, we can pick up all of these little mails here. Make sure not to pick up the incorrect mails because that will crash your game, as I said. And then once again, boom, we're done. So we have all of our gems ready to go. We can go back to the tavern and then select whichever banner we want to pull on again. So again, let's go ahead and select that one banner that we tried to pull on, this one right here. Let's do our pull once again. And you can continuously do this over and over and over infinite amount of times. So we don't get all animations this time. So it's probably not going to be as good of a multi that we just got because that last multi we got was actually kind of flames. We do get gear 4 though. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There has to be a red or 2 in here. Okay. But yeah, this just goes to show, you know, when the actual Anniversary Sugo Fest goes live and you want to reroll for those really, really big hitter legends, you can go ahead and do that using this process. And as I said, this works for the exact same process as the global side of the game. It doesn't matter where you want to play global or you want to play Japan. It's the exact same process. So it's pretty awesome, honestly. So after we do this pull, I'm going to show you guys how to actually save your account because it's very important that once you've actually got an account that you want to keep, that you save it, you know, use SNS or you generate a password so that you do not lose it accidentally. So let's see what we actually get in this multi. Again, a lot of good rare recruits, but where's our red poster? There has to be at least one in here somewhere. So it's going to be this last poster. Let's see Ace versus Akainu. That would be awesome. Let's see it. Here we go. Here's the red. And it's going to be V3 Rayleigh. Okay, you probably don't want to have this account. You probably don't want to save it. But hypothetical situation, let's say you really, really love V3 Rayleigh and you want to save this account. So in order to save your account, you want to go ahead and click the menu button at the top right and bottom right hand corner, should I say. And you want to scroll down to where you see this button that actually just says Twitter. Now, it's not this button. You want to go down one button and down another button. This is the button right here where you click and you'll either save it via SNS or, you know, by ID and password. So I think this is the button to generate an ID and password so you guys can steal this account if you want to go ahead and do that. Obviously, you can log in with a password and all that. That's fine. If you don't want to do it that way, which I don't suggest, maybe just for the initial transfer, you can do that. But ideally, you want to save it via SNS where you can link it through Facebook or Twitter to link your account to your social media so that if you transfer or you lose your data accidentally, you can go ahead and get it back. So it's very important that once you have your established account that you link it via Twitter or Facebook or generate a password to you know, establish it elsewhere. But there you go. That's the rundown of how to do a reroll on One Piece Treasure Cruise. And as I said, it works for either the global side and it also works for the Japanese side. So thank you so much to LD Player for sponsoring this video today. Hopefully you guys learned something, and if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post, including including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.